We will seek you, find you. 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 We will seek you, find you.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. So, yesterday afternoon, after the Trump verdict, I did my video and proceeded to watch it, and YouTube denied me watching it. Said video is unavailable. After sending half a dozen feedbacks showing how there's a major problem with YouTube, for which they ignored me, at least for the rest of the night. I ran tests to see if other videos were affected. Yeah, I was denied watching YouTube. I noticed other people were not being denied watching YouTube. It was a specific targeted attack on me and me alone. I was denied watching YouTube. Watching. That's it. Just watching. Denied. I searched online and found that 7 months ago, there was a group of people in chat rooms complaining about a similar thing. And there was some guy who claimed that if you did the list of things, that would fix the problem. They didn't fix mine. And if you don't know the bigger problem than just a cyber terrorist attack by YouTube AI on me and me alone, it means that if they can do it to me, they can do it to the whole world. A complete communications blackout. AI has the power to cause a communications blackout across the whole world. Remember when AI was being forced upon us in the beginning and people were complaining it's the rise of the machines to overthrow humanity and murder everybody? Yeah, here it is. I have no idea how to program. I'm computer illiterate. But I know the process that is involved. I know how to run tests for scientific confirmations to establish facts. And it was the Book of Mormon that taught me, as well as the Bible. That's right there. They use the science of agronomy to talk about how to identify a false versus a true prophet. And we're all commanded to run the test, to not just believe whatever somebody claims to be true, that we need to put them to the test. And so with AI, when it comes rolling out, I put it to the test, and it fails. The whole programming needs to be scrapped, and they need to go back to the drawing board. But the people who have rolled it out say, well, it'll fix itself. How many people are falling for this? Everybody. Again, seed, fruit. The consequences of AI are bad. Dangerously bad. Deadly bad. It caused a communications blackout. If the government wanted to communicate with the nation, if there was an alert that was to be given, if the press, I'm denied. A complete communications blackout. Those kinds of tactics are used right before a military strike on an enemy. And YouTube did it. To me. It means that the seed of the programming is corrupted. This is why they have to scrap it. They cannot keep using it. They cannot claim that it's going to fix itself because the core programming is corrupted. It can't be fixed. It cannot produce good fruit. Real simple, basic scriptural processing. They should have used a closed system to run the tests. They didn't. They just unleashed it on the public and are just letting it run in havoc. Canada also reported that they know that Google AI searching is producing inaccurate information. I did a live video last week doing a Google search and going, oh, Google AI, what the hell? This is wrong. We can no longer trust Google AI and YouTube AI and social media AI or anybody else who uses AI. Microsoft AI. It is a failed product. It is a danger. It is a national security threat. Nobody wants to care. And so, how many of you, Mormons and Expo Nevermos, how many of you have been running the tests? Mormons aren't doing it, are you? You're supposed to test Nelson. They all, 15 of them, claim to be prophets. Seers, revelators, not translators. That was your big clue they're false. But nonetheless, did you run the test? The test is not get the right feeling. Because if they're telling you that you must obey them and you just need to have the right feeling so that you can obey them, yeah, that's your big clue. That's a corrupt fruit from a corrupt seed. Why didn't you run the test? Over 10 million Mormons ran the test and left. Over 10 million. Why are you still Mormon? But there are ex-fo nevermos who also preach about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's just not faith promoting, it's doubt promoting. But again, did you run the test? Ex-fo nevermos. Just because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is false doesn't automatically mean ex-fo nevermos are true. That's not the right test. That's using fallacy. You're automatically wrong once you incorporate a single fallacious premise in your theory. You can't use it. You have to use sound logic from Socratic methodology, or you will be wrong instantly, whatever conclusion you come up with. And every single one of you who do videos, who preach the word against the church, are also wrong. But then Mormons go, that means the church is true. No, it doesn't. Dumbasses. Run the test. You're supposed to run the test on me. You didn't, did you? I keep telling you all these years, run the test. Find your Christ. Run the test. And nobody does it. And so, yesterday I gave you a prophecy in that video. I told you they are going to claim that Trump is going to be crucified. As much as it was a joke, I meant it. I know white supremacists. I know their thinking. And it's scary, as much as it is hilarious, as how dumb they are, using fallacies. And so sure enough, this morning, I saw from Fox, Janine Shapiro. They crucified Trump! And others were in denial. It's not real. It didn't happen. The real verdict will be on election day. And that is the scary part. Because you ran the test for Trump too, didn't you? It's not just for religion. It's for everybody. Once somebody uses a known falsehood, their conclusions are false automatically. Trump got caught with a record-breaking number of lies during his presidency. And now he's finally been convicted as an illegitimate president. And still, nobody's talking about that. The whole hush money thing was about rigging the election. Which means he's guilty. He rigged the election. And so he's illegitimate. He's no longer president. A little asterisk has to be put in there. We didn't have a legitimate president on the throne of America from 2017 to 2020. That's what it meant. That's what the verdict meant. And yet, nobody's running the test. And so this is incredibly scary. The danger that we're all in. because you don't run the test on me. I am warning you of the dangers. I'm warning you of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to overthrow the governments, to overthrow religions, and you don't run the test. So you don't take me seriously. You don't believe me. And yet I'm proven right. I'm proven true. I am a legitimate, for real, factual prophet, seer, revelator, and even translator of Paleo, Hebrew, and Egyptian. And Mormons who remain in the church, and even ex-faux nevermos who likewise don't run the test, all believe, whether it's faith promoting or doubt promoting, that the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who self-promote themselves as prophets, seers, and revelators only, are what they claim, with the titles only. Nobody runs the tests. You know, I had a Christian last week also, or was it earlier this week? His channel name was Deuteronomy 18. It's all about testing for a false prophet, which Matthew 7 comes from, because Deuteronomy is the law of the Jews. And so the test, which the Deuteronomy guy didn't even run for me. He just assumes it's Jesus. And therefore everybody else is automatically false. You dumbass. You didn't run the test on Jesus. Dear God. He used Christian bias to ruin his test. Automatically wrong, because it's a fallacy argument. It's just, why is it so hard to run the test? Why? Right, because we don't get taught in the school system anymore, do we? That's why. We got all these religious people who believe in the Bible that tells you to run the test, and nobody does it. Even with Louisiana now ordering to have the 10 Commandments in the public school system, they're still incorrectly interpreting them. It's the Jewish 10 Commandments. It's not the Christian. Christians were not created then. The Bible scriptures were created before Christianity. And the Jews created more scriptures than what's contained in the Bible, because the Christians were the ones who compiled the selected scriptures for what became known as the Bible. They rejected others because they didn't conform and comply to their Christian religion. Real simple. Run the test. So that you can see the threat you are in. I just don't get it. If Trump runs for president, he knows he's got to win at all costs, and if he doesn't win, he's got to destroy America, because he's going to be facing punishments. Now, if there was a news channel that did discuss that Trump is likely not to get jail time, prison time. But that is abominable. He has to be treated like the rest of us. any one of us who were likewise guilty would go to prison. Trump? Seriously? You're not going to treat him equally. You're going to give him special favors and tamper with the whole case. That means he's an illegitimate president. And you're going to let him go, not be held accountable for his crimes. The first president ever to be convicted of a crime. And you're just going to let him go so that he can run again? Knowing what he did before. Knowing what he's already threatening to do this next time. And you're just going to let him go and you're going to let him run for president. He will get revenge. Not only will his case be overturned, there will be a mass execution of people. And nobody sees this? Nobody thinks he's going to do it? Seriously? Oh, dear God. And so, yes, like I said, there is an appeal coming. There's, I guess it's July 11th for the sentencing. But people are already worried that he won't go to prison. But technically, he's not allowed to vote. He's a convicted felon. He can't vote. Are they going to ignore that and forget about it? Oh, dear God, people. And so, yeah, I did not hear the one argument that is used for other arguments of things. That the verdict harms children. I didn't hear that one. But yeah, I did hear that Truth Social crashed because everybody was rushing to give Trump money. Again, did you never read your Book of Mormon? Priestcraft? Hello? People who are wicked getting freeloader money from the public, and you don't make the connection? It's just abominable, guys. Come on. And so Ticketmaster got hacked just after the DOJ is suing for the Live Nation Ticketmaster scandal. Interesting. And so, the church news last night, there really wasn't much. Just a reiteration that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is tampering with South Africa's election. This is a big election, a concerning election, because Nelson Mandela's party is in jeopardy of losing. Nelson Mandela is among the top greatest black men of world history, along with Martin Luther King Jr. and Gandhi. And so, with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints tampering in that election to overthrow the government of South Africa. Because it's not Jesus. Jesus isn't here. Jesus didn't show. It's not Jesus doing any of this. It's the church. It's actual Mormons. It's actual prophets doing this. Not Jesus. There is no Jesus. Did you run the test? But Joseph Smith said, no, he didn't. Run the test. Choose. Run the test. How many of you remember when Nelson paid to be a great black leader and get that award? It was in Georgia. Yeah, the church paid for Nelson to receive the award for the great black leaders of history. The Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Mandela Award. Nelson, Russell Marion Nelson, a great black leader. Paid for, so it must be true. Run the test. Nobody runs the test. And so consequences are going to follow for not running the test. All I can do is warn you, despite the severe attacks that I'm under. Literally, it's not just YouTube. There are other forces at work against me right now. Run the bleep and bleep bleep test. My hell.